Welcome to the Embassy Just Two Guys cast, number 2. Okay, last time we talked about some just like random sort of politics-ish and random existential questions.
I went back and listened to it, and we spent a lot less time on it than
Yeah,
I think we thought.
and it felt like
So,
I don't
yeah,
yeah. I mean to
I think
and
it's just the stress of the internet.
I know. We're just we're just going out there, we're saying the most controversial things and then we're just owning it because look at us. We're
The
so
most controversial. The most.
things like I feel like I'm kind of a centrist.
How dare you get off?
I'm
This
sorry.
is
I'm
just
sorry.
one guy.
My bad.
Just
My
one
bad.
guy from now on.
Well,
Um,
something we
yeah,
failed
so I
to
think,
do.
yeah, I think you know exactly what I was about to say as well.
Something we failed to do was talk about who we are at
Yeah.
all. Because it's just like we started talking about random stuff like AI. It's like, why do I care about these people at all?
Yeah.
Um, Introduce yourself. Say some things about you.
All right. My name is Seth. I'm a musician. I'm a music ed major right now, and I like doing podcast with my boy Calvin in the free time.
Let's go. Um,
Let's go.
I'm Calvin. Nice to meet you, everyone. Um, so I am a computer science major, and I play music stuff. I like music, and my main hobby is YouTube. I have several YouTube channels, and that's my pastime. I spend like way too much time doing YouTube stuff.
It's epic.
Yeah,
Go
and
check out Calicore, and while you're at it, go check out our channel
you
Embassy.
better go
It's
check out Embassy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Go check out Embassy. It's pretty awesome. I don't think you'll regret it. We have some awesome content, especially our Overcooked video.
Oh
You
yeah,
did a great job editing that one. Oh my god.
thank you. That was a fun one to make. I think that Happy Wheels one's also really good. I love the
Okay,
Happy
the Happy
Wheels.
Wheels levels were insane. They were awesome.
We recorded. I don't think like the editing, some like those videos do justice for just how long some of that stuff takes.
Oh yeah. I mean, the type of content we produce is definitely like overdone.
Yeah,
So, go feel free to check it out because
pretty
our
high effort.
podcast our podcast is chill, but our YouTube channel is also very chill. Anyways,
I am I'm pleased with the fact that one of our videos has 200 views, and it's the Eraser video,
true.
and it's I think it's a pretty good one. It's Pain. If you like Pain, you can watch Pain.
Oh gosh, Rage games. I actually haven't really played Bennett Foddy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make a video about that like soon because I mean it's pretty good material for video.
Oh, oh god.
And I have played it before, but I haven't beat it.
I
It's
wonder
so
why.
hard. It is so
No.
freaking hard. I don't. I
No,
think I
you're a
got up to
liar.
like the orange, and then like a little past the orange. There's just like some orange on a cliff. But after that, it's kind of downhill.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, get with the times, okay? You'll
How am I
know.
supposed to? Okay.
You will know. Maybe someone's
Okay.
listening to this in the future and they're like, "Yeah, I've seen the video," or maybe they are gonna go like, "Yeah, I will go see the video because I want to see what the f they're talking about."
That's trippy.
I know.
There are people that could potentially be listening to this like 2 years from now. Everything is just so different. And we could be like, they could look at our first one talking about like you mentioning AI rights, and it's like, Oh yeah, that happened like a year ago. What the heck?
And now it's an issue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what it's going to be
crazy.
like in 10 years. Okay, we're not going to get back into that. I feel like it's a possible thing that in the future we're going to look back and be like, we were so chill back then. So I feel like, what a lot of YouTubers do is they kind of, they have like a,
Ramp up their energy.
yeah, like usually when they get more popular, they perfect the skill of being
I have an
entertaining.
I have like a counter example to that. Like, I feel like Markiplier got like a lot more chill.
Yeah, it's
Like, I
true.
don't know, I don't know if that's just me, but I
But
feel like his
he
modern content.
he blew up off of, well, I think completely blew off of being like completely sadistic, and then when now that
He
he's
blew off.
he blew off, now um he's chill more now, but his editors keep up. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like if he didn't have the editors that he does have, his content would be like really boring.
Mm. Yeah, I think, but I also think that he just like knows what he's doing too. He knows good commentary.
Yeah, it's true. I do kind of
We're still
prefer the old
learning.
Markiplier in my opinion, but like also I don't really care because I probably wouldn't watch him anymore anyway that much. I still
Yeah,
watch him sometimes, but not like he's not one of my main YouTubers.
yeah, I like his stuff a lot, but I don't know if I don't watch a ton of YouTube. I
I don't
do like
anymore.
editing for YouTube.
What's that?
I do like editing for YouTube though, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll like watch other content to like see how editors take care of whatever.
Yeah, I don't watch as much YouTube as I wanted to. I used to have such a bad addiction to it, and it's like I really wanted to stop that because I wanted to make more videos and stuff.
Hmm.
And over over time it's gotten better. Obviously I'm still a little addicted, but I think overall it's not really a big problem anymore. Usually I like listen to stuff like podcasts, etc.
Yeah, I like listen to YouTube videos when like walking around and stuff.
Mm.
But most of the time, I'm just listening to things related to like my classes because it's a grind.
It's so much work. I feel like compared to high
Yeah,
school, it's like, I mean, our high school is like a little like more
super
difficult
competitive.
than the average high school. So I think college is definitely harder, but it's not like a slap in the face like it is for most people.
Mm.
But it's like pretty
Yeah.
pretty tough so far.
Well, like some people are like, yeah, I have 18 credits, and all I had to do was write like 3 essays. It's pretty cool. I don't even have any finals, and it's like, oh my god.
I have like four finals next week, and I'm scared because I have calculus 2.
Oh
I
god.
don't want to say all my classes because I feel like if I say them all, people are gonna feel. I don't really care who finds out, but I might as well just be careful just in case. But I have like the main ones would be like Calc 2, Computer Science. Um, what was the other one? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But basically, I have four finals. Oh, Spanish. Spanish. That's the other one. And then there's one
Spanish.
Spanish and philosophy, which is like a logic class, which is tough, but I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, I still have no idea. I had a music theory final. You know this obviously, but to catch others up, I had a music theory final that had 205 questions on it. I have no idea how I got 185 right.
Was it curved? Do you know?
Literally. No, no, no. This is it. He specifically told us if the question isn't 100% right, you don't get any credit. There's no partial credit.
Dang, that's impressive. My
Yeah, so that's why.
yeah,
Huh?
I like my listening ability isn't all that good. I mean, actually, I'm a lot better now with like that kind of thing because I play guitar and I learn a lot of songs by ear.
Hmm.
Like today, I learned one called "Down with the Sickness," and
Cool, cool.
yeah, and it was
Yeah,
good.
my music theory class isn't based off of like ear training stuff. I have like a whole other class for this
Oh,
for that. This class is like solely the like boring written stuff.
oh, I would be even worse
Yeah,
probably at that.
yeah.
It
Actually,
sucks.
I think hearing stuff by ear is harder. Um,
Yeah, hearing by
most
ear is
people
insane.
most people probably have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, but there's some intervals like a perfect fifth and an octave that you would think would be the easiest ones to hear, but they sound really similar to me.
Wait, perfect fifth versus on octave.
Yeah, like you if you play the root or yeah, I guess it's the root note in this case. If you play the root note and like the fifth and the root note and the octave, it's hard for me to tell personally.
Yeah,
And then like
sometimes
hearing an hmm?
like sometimes I hear an octave or something that's not an octave and I think that it's the octave and I'm like, what? When I try to play the octave and I'm like, it doesn't
Well,
sound the same.
well, and the thing is too, we'll like be doing something and they'll be like, "So I didn't play these notes, but can you hear the notes like resonating through the like vibrations?" And it's like, I guess, but you didn't play the note.
I perfect fifth is 7.5 steps, right?
Uh, Hold on, let me think of it real quick.
Because I remember
Yeah, it's
for
7.
band last year we had to do one of the training things and then that's like the one I remember. Perfect fourth might have been 5 half steps, but I also could be wrong.
No, you're right.
Let's
You're right about
go.
that.
Let's freaking
Yeah.
go. Yeah, and those are the only two I
Um,
remember. And the octave is like 12, right?
I think so. Yeah. I I mean, off the top of my head, I'm pretty bad at it, but I know how to like get there relatively quick enough.
Yeah.
So,
I
because I mean, I probably do know them off the top of my head. I just like get in my own head, and I'm like,
I
that
hate
might not be
that.
right.
I'm the worst. I mean, I don't think I'm like an idiot, but I am just like such a annoying test taker. Like I'm really slow.
The way you
And
phrased that, I don't think I'm an idiot.
because I was gonna say I'm a slow test taker, but I don't want people to think I'm stupid. Right?
Dude, test taking is just a whole nother ballpark.
It is. I like I don't, it's just you have to I overthink everything and I suck at reading, so I read the instructions wrong or just skip it because I mean usually I get good grades, but it's so stressful.
Yeah.
Like I'll just do something and I'm like, okay, I should double check this in my head because the other three answers are all wrong. So I know that this one's right. And I also know this one's right because we learned this before. So I know that this one is definitely the right answer. And then it's like, oh, well, I just spent like 3 times the amount of time I should have on that question. It's like
That's awesome.
doing that kind of thing comes for later when you want to check your answers.
Yeah. I couldn't do that with my music theory final because it was like 205 questions in a 2-hour time period. Thankfully we got 2 hours. It used to be 1 hour. But then they gave one class 2 hours on accident, so all the other classes got 2 hours as
Let's
well.
go. 200 questions
I
for
know.
1 hour? That's awful.
I know. It's absolutely like
Thanks, Satan.
pitiful. And my teacher was like, "Yeah, I was able to do it in 30 minutes, so I assumed an hour is probably good." And it's like, but
That's
you've
what
been
my
doing this for
freaking
like 20 years.
That's what my philosophy teacher does. He's like, well, if I do it in this amount of time, you should probably be able to. Actually, he's a lot more fair about it. I'll admit. He's like, I'll give you like 2 times the amount of time that it takes me. He's like, I finished in 25 minutes, so you should be able to do it in 50. But at the same time, it's like, you're a philosophy major, sir.
Yeah, I am learning, sir.
It's like,
But the thing is too, like even with 2 hours, that's still like an average of 1.7 questions a minute,
mm-hmm.
and like we
It's
have to
like,
get the question 100% right too. So you have to not only get the questions done like an average of 2 a minute, but you want to be even faster so you're able to like go back and check your
mm-hmm.
answers. And then if we only had an hour, that'd be like an average of like 3.5 questions a minute. Like,
Yeah, I know.
God.
You know what's deadly though is when you have a test that you give, they give you so much time, and then it's like, okay, you have 3 questions. That's when you know you're done
Oh
for.
my. Yeah, okay,
And
yeah,
that's
I agree.
yeah, that was my first calculus test this year. I got 68 on my first calculus 2 test. It was awful. I got 94 on my second one, so I kind of rebounded.
I had COVID at the beginning of the year, so that was stupid. I'm being charged $80 because they told me I had to drop classes that I couldn't make the first 2 weeks. Like,
Ridiculous.
it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. How many finals? I wonder how many finals people usually like take in. Because I'm a freshman, so it's like, do most freshmen usually take 4 finals, or is it usually like projects and stuff? Because I skipped, like I took AP Calc
I
in
think it
high
depends
school,
on
so I got to skip first calculus.
I think it depends on your major.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. I feel like a lot of people in my major probably have similar uh, amounts of finals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for, yeah, I don't know, 4, that's just a lot. I mean, it's not horrible, but it also kind of is. When
So true.
it's not horrible, but it is. It's like, I know that some people have it worse, but I also just don't want to take 4 tests at all.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, why would I
No,
want to take 4 when I could take like
I
2 or
don't.
3?
Hey, I mean, completely changing topics. That's why we're here talking right now, just to like to catch a break, and who knows, maybe we'll get to do this as like a full-time slash part-time thing.
Yeah. Only the grind will tell. I mean, it's mostly about keeping
It's
things up, because I feel like most of the time, like what we have on our channel, if we keep making videos like that, it's like a surely will pop off.
Yeah, the behind the scenes part is like, I mean, it's difficult because we have to be on the same time to record, and then B, the editing takes a long time, and we edit our own stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and we're not like getting paid for it. Like there are editors that probably get paid a decent amount. I mean, you're better than I am. I wouldn't say I'm very good, but I'm sure there are some people with the same amount of skill that are like getting paid to do that, right?
Yeah. It takes like so much work. Like,
It does.
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of room for improvement, and I just like, it's always good to like look for the next thing, like the next thing that you need to improve on, and then try and work on that in the next one and just do better each time. Like try and find one
Mm-hmm.
thing each time you do another project. Like try pick like one particular thing that you're like, okay, I'll do better for this one. Usually it's like pace related, because sometimes getting pace down is hard. Like you need like a roller
Yeah.
coaster. of things.
Yeah.
And
It, the the consistency part is just so difficult with our
yeah,
schedules.
I know that's like always been my thing. It's like on my Calicore channel, it's like I love making stuff, but it's like at the same time, at times like this when I have to study and I have so much homework, it's like I literally can't at all.
Yeah, and on top of that, like work. I'm going somewhere. Probably Monday. I don't think they're open tomorrow, but I'm going to go get a job
Oh, really?
because they need. Yeah, they need somebody to teach trumpet lessons, and
Oh,
I'm a
shoot.
trumpet player. So
Go for it.
yeah, I either want to either full time I want to do music or this. Both two very very risky like jobs.
Yeah.
Neither of them have like benefits or certainty to
Well,
the amount you're making.
the benefits for YouTube is if you make it big, you get a lot of money. You can pay for the
Yeah,
benefits.
that's exactly what I meant.
But yeah, it's super
Um,
risky. I feel like it's also my dream, but it's like it's more like if I don't make it happen, I have a good like fallback because computer science is like, it's computer science.
yeah. I mean, I have an okay fallback.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I have the education part because I should be able to find a
Hmm.
job with benefits and at least decent pay.
I it sucks. It's like I keep thinking of things that I want to say, and then we move on to the next topic, and then I have something that I want to say for our current topic, and that's just like
And then we move on.
it's a conglomerate of stuff going on in my head.
It's a big word.
Conglomerate, so fun, but like
I don't. I,
I
I don't know when the last time I've heard that is. Sorry for interrupting.
I don't know like I don't. There's so many unknowns with doing YouTube stuff. Like I wonder. I feel like a lot of the unknowns are like with myself because it's like I tell myself I'd love to be a YouTuber, and it's like I enjoy doing the things that I like. When I'm editing, it's not like I'm despising editing because I feel like I could do that all or like every day. I feel like
Mhm.
I feel like I can. That's one of the types of grinds that I can do is just like do a lot of editing. So I
Mhm.
feel like that's a good sign because I feel like a lot of people they are like I want to be a YouTuber and then they realize they have to like put work into it.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I can put the work into it, but at the same time it's like if I did it all day every day and it was the only thing I do, I feel like eventually at some point I would get
Well,
sick of it. Maybe.
I think the big part for us is just that we have a lot of other things to spend time
Hmm.
on. I think if we had the free time, we'd definitely like be able to put in more effort and be consistent and stuff.
Yeah, especially if we made it big, we could hire editors. I was like,
Yeah.
um, last night I was thinking, imagine how cracked it would be if you hired 5 editors, and then I don't really know how the payment would go because I'm like not a business guy and I haven't like I don't have the experience of this or haven't asked anyone about payment in the YouTube industry. But what imagine it's like you pay an editor like per upload or whatever, and you had 5 editors, and
Mhm.
then you record every day, and then each editor gets
Mm.
one upload a week, so they get 1 week to do that. And then it would be like
It'd be so nice.
for us, we'd only have to record. I mean, obviously, I'd still want to do like editing and that kind of thing. Like, it's not like I would want to just be
But
like a lazy, just record and then send stuff.
the nice part is you'd be able to choose when you want to, though, because
Hmm,
like if you don't feel like it, you would be able to pay somebody to do it.
that's true. Always like a sort of fallback. but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like each guy gets. I mean, it would be easy for us because it'd be like 2 uploads per, or 2 like hours for recording, and then a day, and then I would probably want to fill my day doing other stuff, which would be even more productivity. And then if we sent the video over to an editor, then it would be they each get like a week to do that, and then each editor gets specific days they're supposed to upload, and then it's like daily uploads on weekdays or something, and then maybe you could skip a day or whatever, and then
Well, I think it would just it's so appealing to like it would be just an excuse to hang out all the time. B, you mostly wouldn't have to be worried like financially.
Mhm.
And C, there's only so many hours in the day, so it'd be really nice to just have to do like one part and not every single part,
Yeah.
because like and it's a small channel, but it still takes a lot of effort to set up everything. We have this podcast alone on like 10 different sites. And so I'm juggling that and looking at the stats and everything and trying to edit when I can. And sometimes the recordings get all corrupt or whatever, so we have to do it again, find a new time to do stuff. And like, we are very small, but there is
There's
a
a
lot
lot.
behind the scenes.
A lot of like, I mean, like the YouTube channel Super Mega, they have like 2 main guys, but they also have like a bunch of employees who all do editing and social media stuff and camera stuff. So it's like, I mean, on like the surface it might seem like just 2 people or whatever, but it's like it's a lot that goes into it, and like editing takes forever.
Yeah. Well, it's like an actual like studio.
But I love
You know?
seeing it all like come together, and then you post it, and then usually when you're starting out a channel nobody sees it, but like over time you get like the satisfaction of people seeing it.
Mhm.
Like,
And you're either like, whoa, that was really good, or you're like, what did I just make?
yeah,
Um,
it's like a
I just
business.
think-
It's a very, very much, oh, of course it's a business, but it's like, I feel like it's more of a business than people realize.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that would be a perfect time to throw in a little bit of and make sure to like, follow, do whatever you can on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. I don't know if it's YouTube or Spotify or whatever.
Slap the
But
thing.
if you really want to see more of this stuff, that is one of the best things you can do.
Yeah, just slap the something button, whatever it is.
Yep.
Not
I
the
mean,
dislike.
Not if you don't like it, we want to know. But, like, genuinely,
Sure.
I want
Please
I
be
want
nice
to know
about it.
what. Yeah, I think constructive criticism is great. Like, if it's not just like, you smell bad and I hate your content.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally good with receiving criticism.
Actually,
because if I'm
let's keep going.
I was just gonna say, if I'm doing something, I don't want to keep repeating the mistake for like a year just to find out that everybody hated it.
That's true. I feel like, I mean, with like my Mario 64's creepy video, I've gotten so many hate comments on that. It's like, I'm pretty much, I mean, unless if it's like the majority of the people who watch it hate on it, then it would be different. But like, when I get hate comments, I just laugh because it's like, most of the comments are just like, it's not creepy. Are you like 7 or something? There was this one that kind of hit hard though, because I kind of agreed with it. Like, I always hate when they say, it's like, usually I don't really mind the hate comments, but then when they say that one thing that you know is true, it kind of like, it's like, oh, dang. Because he's like, I hate you and your stupid monotonous voice. And I'm like, yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to work on. It's like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah, It's rough when you like know there's something wrong. You're like, they probably won't notice.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of people who are like, take a shot every time he says the word creepy. It's like, if I took a shot every time someone made this comment, I'd be dead on the floor.
Oh my god,
I mean, it's
uh,
true. Like, literally.
that's hilarious.
I mean, they think that they're being. I mean, it's so funny. I love seeing those comments. Like, it actually makes me happy. So I'm like, I want to get those more because they are funny.
And I mean, you have a ton of support on your stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've looked through it, and there are a lot of people that are just like, whoa, you deserve way more, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's really nice. I feel like a lot of
And
people.
honestly,
What's that?
I was just gonna say, honestly, on Embassy 2, even though we're at the time of this podcast, we're at 11 subscribers on YouTube. We're doing pretty well in the podcast scene, but I don't know if there's, I don't even know if any of the sites we use have like a following type thing. I'm sure they do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there were some people in some of our comments that were like, these are underrated. Like, you deserve more subs. Why is your channel so small? And it's stuff like that that's just like really cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, people actually think that this is good. It's not just like, it's not just us being like, this is okay, I guess.
I hate being in like an echo chamber of like when no one watches and you don't really know whether people like it or not and what people do like and what people don't like. It's really tough.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, like there are definitely some of the videos we've done, like for the most part I'm really happy with all of them. Like, I genuinely think the quality, and I know a lot of people a lot of people are like, well, you're a small YouTubers and you'll probably be proud of the content, but everybody else doesn't like it, or blah blah blah, it's not that good.
mm-hmm.
But I genuinely think I'm very happy because we put a lot of effort into it, and I don't think we've posted anything that we're not like happy with.
Mm-hmm. I I think like looking at our channel I'm like pretty proud because I know that like I keep saying like that's what I need to work on. But I keep saying I'm looking at our channel and everything. I know that they're like they're like I know that they're good videos and the thumbnails look look pretty quality. And it kind of feels
Yeah,
nice like looking at all the content because we've only been doing this for like 4 months.
yeah, 8 videos, 4 months, not that bad. I mean, I wish there were more. I wish we had time for more, but at the same time, I know that with the amount of time that we have and the amount of effort that we put in, it's really cool just to see it all coming
Mm-hmm.
together. And like the fact our podcast got almost 30 downloads in the first like few hours was just nuts.
It's crazy. I don't know how.
It was such a good feeling though. I wasn't expecting it at all. I wasn't expecting any.
Yeah, me neither. And yeah, I mean,
So
even if it's none, I'm enjoying this.
yeah, I don't think it matters so much the growth. It's that we're enjoying it. Although at the same time,
Growth would
it
be
would be
nice.
nice if we did. It would be nice if we had a bigger following, because it would mean we could put more time into what we like to do.
I want more hate comments because if we have more hate comments, that implies that we're bigger, you know? Plus, if I can laugh at them.
True.
And it's like, I don't really care about the fact that they're hate comments because overall, unless they hit something that's kind of true, I usually don't take any offense to it. And even if I do take offense to it, I mean, whoop-de-doo, it's the internet. But I feel like
Yeah,
overall, people say stuff like the negative stuff is a lot more noticeable than positive stuff. It's like it takes 8 positive things to like offset one negative thing,
mhm.
etc. I feel like it's kind of not true in a way. If you get used to the hate comments, you eventually just filter that out in your head. So eventually it's just like
I
all positives.
I would agree. Like for your situation, I would disagree in the sense if you got like majority hate
That
comments,
would
then there was
suck.
probably a
If you
problem.
got like mass
Yeah,
bullied by the internet, I would get extremely depressed. And I'm not even lying. I
I
hate that.
yeah, I think it would suck as well, but at the same time, it's like, do these people really know who I am?
Mm,
No. Like I'm just trying to make something for fun. I'm sorry you don't like it, but you know.
yeah, the majority of people, when it's majority of people adding constructive criticism or likable comments or supportive comments, I that's awesome to see. It's just
Mhm.
genuinely an awesome feeling when it pays
Oh
off
yeah.
because I feel I feel that even now I know that I have had a big video. It always feels like it's a fight whether or not it's like a video is gonna do well because like even on my big channels, just like that one video, like maybe like I would say 3 or 4 videos that did well. But then even when I
Mhm.
post stuff now, it's not like they just get automatic views. You know, you still have to think of good
Yeah,
ideas, which is good.
it's such a weird cuz um there are like big YouTubers like Mr. Beast or whatever that are like, "Oh yeah, it's 100% like 100% skill based. If you know the algorithm, you know what to do." Um but I think if you want to make your own diverse content, you can't apply that. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think you can apply that if you want to be making different content than just the same type of
Hmm.
thing. Because with like Mr. Beast and stuff, you have like you have like
Money.
the yeah, the theme is money, and I mean it's all coming from what they earn, right? But there's like that constant theme, and while you can have that, like your channel, your main channel is like video essay like type
Hmm.
deals. Would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So there's like that underlying theme, but you also like broaden it by like touching a bunch of different topics. It's not just like, why is this creepy? Why is this creepy?
Hmm.
Why is this creepy? Like your top three videos are like that, but your fourth one is about like
Yep.
Flipnote, and it's not about anything creepy at all. Um, so I don't know. I like agree that it's probably mostly skill, but I also think that there's a bit of like luck
Yeah,
involved.
I think the luck comes in sort of exposure for the algorithm, like early on. Like obviously,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I feel like that shows through. I think obviously overall, I don't want to say it's like a luck based thing because it's overall it's not, of course, but you can see that there's luck with a lot of videos when they start off and they're not really doing that well, and then later on, the algorithm finds an audience for it, and then it eventually just pops off because I mean you just got lucky, I guess, that you found the audience. Like my Mario
Yeah, you
video,
either.
it didn't really like pop
Mm,
off until a couple months after I posted it. So I got lucky that the algorithm found the audience that would want to watch it.
yeah, I think the luck aspect for small YouTubers, and starting out. If we're talking about starting out, I wouldn't say there's luck for being a like once you already start gaining an audience, but I think what really helps is when a topic you make a video on starts to trend. Because, for example, the Mario 64 creepy
Hmm.
deal, around that time, that sort of like iceberg style around Mario 64 started becoming like increasingly popular, you know?
Yeah, got lucky with like the trend. It
So
was
I
kind
think,
of dying down, but it was dying down from its like max. But I feel like the Mario 64 creepy trend was only starting in a
mhm,
good way for my video.
yeah. Yeah, so I think there's that. And the thing with like our channel is while we do have our podcast on it, um, the majority of it is like let's play type,
Mm.
like commentary type deal. I mean there it's all like also skit based too once in a while. Uh, but I think that that specific type of channel is just there's so
It's a lot.
many.
Yeah, it's like
There's
super
so
hard to
many.
find. I think that's where we are kind of good because I feel like the majority of channels that are sort of like us aren't usually probably don't have like the amount of editing that we have.
Yeah, which is it's kind of rough when you put in so many hours and you get like 9
Mm-hmm.
views because like I don't know the eraser video it ended up being 28 minutes long at the end, um, but it was probably 2.5 hours of content, um, and that one's not even that like I did that one and I'll admit it's not super heavily edited, but still I went through
Like
the
2 hours of
the two
footage.
hours like 4 times just to like get the best parts, and obviously it's not perfect. I don't think I'm very good at editing. I always get stressed out when I edit a video. I'm like, oh
I always
crap.
get angry.
um uh but I know that even though I don't feel super confident about it, I know that I went through 2.5 hours of content like 4 times, and then once I edited that down, I went through it again and again and again until I was happy with the length and the
Mm.
content.
And it takes a long time. Also, I think what one of my strategies is to look in the audio bar, and then if you find like if there's a lot of silence, you can just skip that whole section because it's like, oh yeah, nothing interesting happened there if we didn't say anything, and it helps
The thing
us
about
a
us though,
lot.
is we talk so much. Like the eraser one had no moments of
Yeah,
silence,
that was
which
I
is
kind of
good and bad.
I think we both realized the fact that uh, someone's car. I think we both realized the fact that erasers probably. I mean, overall, not a lot goes on. So like we both have to, pick it up, and I feel like we both realize that, which makes editing really hard.
But it also, I think, I think adding a lot of commentary really made the video.
Really good. I think it was.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know if other people would agree, but I think our dynamic fits our content very well.
Agreed. And we also have a lot of ideas for the future that I feel like could pop off.
Yeah, we have so many things that we want to do. We really just need um
Time.
honestly, I think we just need a little bit more exposure just so we can start getting I don't know, so we know that we can use our time to put it into this and not feel like we're blowing off um, what we're supposed to be focusing on, like for school and work and whatnot.
Yeah, school takes a lot of. I don't. Yeah, I feel like you need to get it to a certain point where you get consistency. So it's like, well, now I have like a real reason why I'm doing this, so I can tell other people. Because in your mind, when you're early on, it's kind of just yourself telling yourself
Mm-hmm.
that you should be doing this, that you should be because it's a possibility that it could do well. But I feel like when you get the constant stream of views, it's a lot easier to tell other people why you're spending less time. Or I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, as long as I'm in school, I'll probably I probably will be spending, it'll probably be at the forefront, is what I'm saying. But if I'm less focused on it, I guess, if I'm spending less time focusing on school, if it's less at the forefront, it's a lot easier to like justify that if you have constant stream of views and a potential.
Well, like for example, if we were making income from this, we'd have an excuse of like, this is a job that, so that's why we put our time into this. And you could argue that, but the fact that we, sadly, the way the world works is you have the financial aspect, so you have to put time into things you don't necessarily want to, and you can't make the excuse of like, I'm going to put all my time into this content because sadly, like, not getting 9 views isn't going to do anything for you.
$1,000 per view that would be a pretty nice alternative.
That would be so crazy. That'd just like literally be 20 minutes worth of ads.
That would be horrible.
It would be horrible.
And then I feel like I wonder what point would it take for us to drop out? Because I know I was watching this Jay Schlatt video. He has this second channel called The Weekly Slap. I don't really watch Jay Schlatt's main channel, but I freaking love The Weekly Slap. And he talks about how he quit because he was making consistent money on Twitch. And he mentioned the fact that it's like, he told his parents, well, I can always go back into college. Like, if this doesn't fail, or if this doesn't work out in the next, like, a year or whatever, then or a year or two, and then it's just like a gap year or two, at that point it's just a gap year or two, and you're only getting set back by a little bit. But it would be a massive mistake if they just didn't, if he like just didn't take the opportunity. Like he said, is be
I think if we
what
I was just gonna say, I think if we saw like consistent, a few, like, if we saw a few thousand views consistently and we were posting like weekly or more, that's when it would be like, that's when I would like consider it. But I also think I would want to like just finish school.
Really? I don't know.
I don't know
about myself.
I mean, like, if it was doing like really well and I could tell that like this is definitely going to work out, then sure, there's that. But if I was like iffy, I think I would have to be 100% confident before taking that big of like a chance.
I feel like either way, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be a huge decision for me, but I don't know how much it would take for me to make the decision, because I feel going back to college it's like really not that big of a deal, like leaving and coming back. Because I feel like usually if you end up failing, probably will take like 2 years, and at like a year or two. So then it's like, okay, 1 gap year, 2 gap years. And also if you finish college and then become a YouTuber, you're going to have to go back, because I feel like employers probably won't want to hire you if you've been away for a few years. So you're going to have to go back anyway to do some kind of refreshing stuff. And
that might be true.
I don't know. I feel it's I also don't know if I would ever be in the position to make that decision because I just don't see myself in 1 year having to make that decision, or maybe 2 years. Because then at that point I'll be a junior. I don't know.
I think that'd be cool. Like, I think it'd be cool nonetheless to like say that you had the opportunity to make that decision.
Agreed. And I feel like also internships out would be preferable if I had that opportunity before having to take internships, because once you start taking internships, things become a lot more real.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I I've already started. uh, I'm required to do like a lot of hours since I'm in an
Mm.
education based major. I have to do a lot of like student teaching. So I'm pretty much going to have a full-time job without pay
Yeah.
um on top of everything else. And so it'd be really nice to like have have a decision before that point, you know.
I know. That's kind of my goal, is if I want to do something like this, is that I would have to put a lot of work in my free time, as I already do, but I could probably find more time. But I'd have to put so much work into that and hopefully be able to get to a general consistent
Well,
point.
I think the nice part, I want to be like very consistent at least with this podcast, because A, it's an excuse to talk, and B, an hour like a week is not hard,
Mm-mm.
because unlike our YouTube videos that take an hour to an hour or two to record and
10
then
hours to edit.
hours and hours to edit, we can do this like it's still not easy. We still have to be like entertaining, and I have no idea if we're doing a good job or not. Please let us know. um, but we still have to be like entertaining. But I think I think it just is easier to be consistent with this.
Yeah, it is, because it's so easy. It's like,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
it's not like easy in the sense. I feel like you have to have like the social skills, because there's some people that just like cannot go back and forth for an hour.
I know, right? I'm honestly
That
surprised
was
that
a
we're
loud car.
I'm honestly surprised that we're doing it now, because I mean, I don't really see
Yeah,
myself as a socially competent person, but I guess, I mean, I feel like when I'm talking to someone I don't know as much, I get a little more nervous, which kind of locks my brain a little bit. So,
hmm
it's a lot
yeah,
easier.
that's fair. But I know some people that even when they're with somebody they're comfortable talking to, they just like they tell me they're like, I just cannot come up. I cannot lead a conversation.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard, but you gotta like. I feel like even those people can be better, because I feel like it's just a lot of improvement is just trying so hard to find something to say. Like in that situation, you just find anything, and then you try and find like I guess once you start doing that, you gotta find the next objective, which would be finding something interesting to say or something.
Yeah, I think the podcast too is just like great practice for
Mm-hmm.
commentary just in
Because a lot
general.
of times,
And
yeah.
mm,
Oh, a lot of times I'm just like actively thinking of something else that I should say. Like if our conversation starts going like, oh, we don't really know what we're saying anymore. Sometimes I'm just like, well, I gotta think of something interesting, and then the more I do that, it
trying to
becomes
think
habit.
of yeah,
That's it.
and like trying to like force yourself to think of something just kind of locks your brain too. I kind of just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But even
Well.
now, like at this part of the podcast, like at the beginning, we were we were tripping over each other and stuff just because we a this is sort of new.
Warm-ups
Um,
too.
and so, yeah, we're not completely used to it. And B, just sort of getting in the flow, I think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, getting in the flow is kind of tough. I think like generally just generally getting in the I feel like warm-ups is just tough. Maybe we should we did do a little talking before this. So, I mean,
Yeah, I think
just podcast
I think
mode.
once we press record, yeah, I think once we just like press record, it's
It's
different though,
new.
you know.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
then we keep improving over time. Um and we get it becomes like the things that you practice becomes habit, which is kind of the same thing with comedy and stuff because it's like
It's muscle memory
because at first
with your
yeah, because it's like
brain.
you'll see people like comedians and you're just like how do they just do that, and then I mean it takes years of practice and then actively trying to like habituate, I don't even know, but like trying to make habits of like good comedy skills, which is the same thing with
Well,
conversations.
and and you know music too. Like since I do music daily, I know how much muscle memory I've built over the last like 8 years or
Hmm.
so, and that's how I kind of think of this as well. Not so much as in like in my hands or whatever instrument I'm playing, but like just brain muscle memory. Like this is this is a topic, and I'm gonna pull it from the back of my head, and here it is. I'm saying words out loud.
Yeah. For like the muscle memory thing, I feel like I kind of sometimes I have like really bad muscle memory. Like sometimes it takes a long time, but to get things down. But I played with the band a couple weeks ago. I like went back and played with them, and one of the songs was a song that we played like years and years ago. Like it's been 3 years now, and I still had this song down. And
Dang. When did you go back?
um, a couple weeks ago, Thanksgiving. It was like because we had a whole week off, so we came back, and
Oh,
then they had
you had a longer
yeah, and
time.
then they had like 2 days, and then I
Yeah,
went
I
to
had
them,
like two
and it
days.
was really fun. But just like making it have I guess the more you do things, the more muscle memory you get, and then over time your muscle memory gets better. Some
Yeah.
people are insane with like listening stuff because last year I I got it was like the combo fest,
Hmm.
and I got chosen as like one of the outstanding soloists even though I am not a good soloist, but I got chosen.
Oh my gosh.
And
Sorry, I was just thinking, our upper jazz band, everybody's just like a godly soloist, and I'm so
really,
jealous.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm
so
getting
cool.
better with like guitar soloing, but it's so hard. But yeah, I got chosen to be one of the outstanding soloists, and the guys, all the other people, they're like gods at soloing and everything. And we played a song, and the guy who was leading, because we had adjudicators and like teachers there, and oh my goodness, I think that I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but that was the most nervous I've ever been in my life, maybe. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I might have been the most nervous of
Well,
my life in that moment.
what was it exactly for
It
again?
was the outstanding soloist thing, so um you know how there were a bunch of combos and stuff? And each
Yeah, did I don't remember. Did they have you like play by yourself or?
so what it was, so each group had like two people chosen or one person or whatever, and I, basically we went up there, and one of the adjudicators was like, "Okay, so we're gonna just teach you the riff for this song, and then
Hmm.
you're gonna solo on it in the B flat blues scale." And
Okay.
I actually, I don't think I did that poor. I think I did pretty well, but compared to what I thought I would do, because I thought I would just lock up and suck, but
Mm.
um, the other people, I don't understand how they did it. Their ear training was so much better than mine, and they just
It's
played. I think on guitar I would probably be able to do it, but on trombone I was not, because I mean this it messes you up so much with like different or playing different notes for the same position. It just gets so hard, and
brass. Brass is hard in the solo sense because you have to have the muscle memory in your face. It's so
hmm
difficult, and then
it
also
sucks.
you have to have your diaphragm right. And like with a stringed instrument, you're just able to see your fretboard, and you're like, okay, this is this note, this
hmm
is that note, but you literally have to have the muscle memory right before you play the note, and just like know that the note I am about to play is a G, and it's
That
so
was my
like,
biggest struggle of all. Was like
yeah,
hitting
it's
things
hard.
on the start of the note and hitting it perfectly. That was so hard. And then yeah, I mean just I just can't understand how some of those people just. I mean, even the other trombonist. I think there was two others. There were two others. One of them, I think they were both really good, but one of them was just outstanding, which made me even more nervous to go up there. But I just don't understand how they
You should
just
have
did
seen
it.
the yeah, you should have seen the trombone players. There was this one guy that was playing like super airy, and it was just so cool. It was like a dark
hmm
jazzy type deal. I haven't really gotten to like practice soloing that much, and I'm honestly kind of like annoyed because I want to be good at it.
Yeah, I practiced a lot of soloing around AP testing last year, which is like probably the worst time to do it. But once you find like a couple things that you can revolve around, so you can kind of do things and then work around those riffs that you learn, those licks. Like I listened to the in the Do What You Wanna. I listened to
Hmm.
the Rebirth brass band version, and there's this uh these kind of like did it things that they did, and I
Hmm.
used that, and then you kind of like make a solo around that. Obviously, it wasn't like
I think the hard part.
it
Hmm,
wasn't a perfect solo, of course, but like it got way better than it was originally. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, I think that's good advice, but I think the hard part is when you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
reference, and then you just kind of have to like work with a key and know like these are the notes I have to do. And like I have all the key signatures like memorized by now. I am not doing it because I will mess up and embarrass myself. Um, but like when you're playing, you like I get into like a flow, and then people are like, all right, just play some random stuff, and then I totally forget what I'm doing. I think what I do is I think about it too much, and that's what I that's just not
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah, I got so nervous for soloing. Like, I mean, I got really nervous for general soloing, like at concerts and stuff. But I mean, especially the combo thing. Oh man, I was about to have a panic attack on stage, even though I've never had a
I
panic
remember
attack. What?
I remember when you first joined jazz band, and I was like, "Come on, you got a solo," and you're like, "No." Then you just started popping off like every day.
Thank you. Your solos were always very good.
Uh, Thanks. I don't know if I agree, but thank
No,
you.
because I mean, obviously, like the other, I guess also, so there were the like the saxophone section was godly, but
That's just because they had an insane teacher, and
crazy.
there's literally only a saxophone teacher in our area, and like no others.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be as good as you because I was literally nowhere when I.
No way. I was not ahead of you in any
You
way.
definitely were, especially because the like set the scales and everything that took me a while to get down.
We haven't used any like blues scales in jazz for some reason.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, it's really weird. I've only used like for music theory, like the tests and stuff, I have to know. And to anybody who doesn't understand this stuff, I'm so sorry. It is a headache even for me. Um,
Very.
but I have to know major, natural minor, melodic minor, and harmonic minor, like off the top of my head in every key. Um, and it's also difficult because I am supposed to know the quality of a chord based off of a specific note in
Oh,
a major or minor key. So like
is it like a dark chord? You
uh,
mean? So like this one sounds ominous.
well, no, it's like the exact quality. So like for example, I could be wrong, but I think the quality of a chord built off of the seventh in a C major scale is
Oh, I
diminished.
see. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because it's B, D, and um, B, D, and F, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the major would be B. I don't know if it's D sharp or E flat, but one of those, and then F sharp or G flat. So it's, and then some of them like change, and it's like it's mostly this, but sometimes the quality is that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like so bad.
I know. I've always been bad at music theory. I mean, it's not that I'm bad at it, it's just that I didn't really put the time in to learn it. And then,
So a lot of people had like a music theory class in high school, and like we just didn't. And one of my friends that I met in my music theory class was like, yeah, this is pretty much like just exactly like the textbook we used, or it was the exact textbook they used in their high school class. And I was like, you had a high school class?
that's kind of how I feel with calculus because a lot of people took calculus 1 in like community college or some kind of like
Yeah,
thing like that, and they took it they just took it, but I hadn't taken calculus since my junior year in high school, so then I it was a struggle.
had to
It was a
relearn.
struggle.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh.
but I mean, I can just imagine very much the same as with music theory, especially when it's like you didn't have a class at all. I had a class in junior year, but you didn't have a class at all.
Yeah, and and I was set back because I had COVID the first 2 weeks, and I just had to jump in whenever I was allowed to come back.
Yeah, COVID was has how many people? How like what's the percentage of people that have COVID?
I have no
It's an
idea.
interesting thing. Like, are we in the minority since we've had it?
Um, I know that I think it broke out pretty bad when I had
Hmm.
it, like around that time. And then there was also a huge deal in our area with like strep throat.
Oh yeah, it happened here too.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think just in our
Oh, I
state.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we? Oh yeah, COVID. I remember. It's funny because when I had COVID, I mean, it wasn't really that bad, but it was just like an awesome time. Like I'm not even lying. Obviously, I didn't feel good. I felt like pretty crappy, but I got to
Hmm.
spend so much time. I got to spend 5 uninterrupted days alone with no stresses, just watching stuff, making stuff. And it was just one of the greatest, it was just such a good time because everyone knows it's like if you have COVID, you're not going to school. Like at that, and it's just nice because I got to
Well,
do
the
that.
first I'm glad you enjoyed it because the first time I had it, I was completely alone for 2 weeks and it was
I
terrible.
was completely alone for five
Um,
days. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean,
it's not 2 weeks.
I was living alone, so
Mm-hmm.
that was rough. And then the next time, I had a roommate, and they got COVID before me.
Bruh.
So two sick
Mm-hmm.
people in a room,
Oh, that
in a
sucks.
small like
Yeah,
dinky
because for
room.
me it was like I hadn't moved out yet, and I didn't have any issues with that, so I just got to chill in my just got to
Yep.
chill in my room, and
Was it your roommate that like kept making the excuse about being
yes,
sick?
he he keeps
Oh
doing
my
that
god.
now, and
He
yeah, he
is?
said he had pneumonia and he had people over. I
Bro.
know it's so annoying, but yeah, whatever. But like, I don't know, just I feel like we could all just sometimes use. I mean, I'm a very big introvert, but I also feel like just some of us we could just use some alone time sometimes. Cause
Yeah, but like I I agree, but like your roommate is not in the right.
oh yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, I was just talking about the COVID thing.
Oh, I gotcha. I thought
Yeah,
you
my
were like,
roommate
yeah, I mean,
sucks.
I can't blame him too much, and I was like,
Thank goodness
I think you
I can
can.
just chill in my brother's apartment a lot.
You're very
So
lucky
lucky.
you have that
And then it's just like
outlet.
next year,
Yeah.
I don't have to stay in dorms anymore. And so I can get an apartment on my own.
So it's really weird that they're so they said that they require freshmen to live on
Mm.
campus, but there have been a decent amount of people that are like, yeah, I kind of regret not living on campus freshman year, and I'm like, you're not on campus? I thought you had to be.
Who had that choice? It's kind of weird. I would never regret that.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie. I would never regret that. Like I would never regret not spending my first year on campus. I guess it's like a very like valuable lesson, but I don't know. It's also a very valuable
It's
lesson to
good for
learn to live
me.
on your own and do like bills and stuff.
True. Well, I mean, you're still paying to live on campus.
Yeah. No, I mean
Um,
like it's a if you lived off campus, bills, you have to pay bills, which is a valuable lesson.
yeah. I mean, like it's a different type of bill. Like you have to pay you have to pay a
Yeah,
bill to live on campus, but
but it's
you're
more
gonna have
like
like a totally different
it's
set
all like put together versus it's like okay, you have to pay
separate.
heating, water, rent,
Well, and
whatever.
yeah, I I totally abused um the like electricity and water. There's it's not like set with what you pay,
Hmm.
and so I'm like I'm gonna use this to the
It's
most of
funny.
my ability before I don't
Yeah, and
have
that's
this.
funny because even when you do that, they're still scamming the crap out of us because
Oh
it's
yeah,
like four
I
thousand a semester. Like they probably spend like 100 or 200 a semester on those per.
I think it I think I'm paying about that much for per quarter.
Jeez, jeez.
Yeah, and I'm yeah, and um and I'm living Whenever people I know come over to visit, they're like, "You have to live here." I'm like, "Thanks."
We're back. Sorry, we just had an interruption. So basically, I was saying, uh, I can't really talk much about it because I don't really spend that much time there because I don't have to. But I'm in the dorm that's notorious for being the worst,
Yikes.
and it's like, yeah,
I mean, it's nice for me because I'm saving money, not having to have like use a
mm,
car. Um, like I can just bike places or walk to my classes and stuff. And then in regards to work, the job I'm hopefully getting in a few days, uh, should be should be able to be done like remotely.
mm,
So that will just like be very good for my schedule.
yeah, the
And I don't have to bike like 5 miles.
yeah, there are a lot of good. There are some upsides. I mean, they're still just scamming the balls out of us. It pisses me off.
Oh my god. You're telling me I have to pay like almost $100 for classes that they told me I had to drop because I got
So
sick.
dumb.
And then they also had me come to the health center and they charged me for that as well, even though they like told me and they're like, "Yeah, don't worry about it, it's covered." It was not covered.
Bruh. That's so dumb.
I sent in like a petition like, "Give me my money back. This is so dumb." And I have not gotten my money back.
That's thievery.
Literally. Where I'm at right now, the communication has been so bad. I've considered transferring.
I mean, I wouldn't.
So
If
yeah,
you
but
came here, I wouldn't complain at all.
I mean it's gotten better.
Dang it.
But you know,
I don't think it picked up on Discord. I said, dang it. That would be so
oh
nice. If you, I mean, obviously, if you're enjoying it there, of course. But and then it's like, that's good. But it'd also be
yeah,
awesome
but
if you were here. Especially because it's like,
yeah,
um, I mean, Embassy would thrive.
being
Embassy would
hmm,
thrive. And we'd be
true,
near.
true. But I mean, it's really awkward. Like we used to live so close by, and now we're what like
Hundreds of
9 hours
miles
away, eight
away.
hours. Yeah, it's sucky. It blows. But we will be seeing each other soon, so that'll be
Yeah, we
cool.
can make some more content and some IRL stuff. I don't really know what we're gonna do for
Yeah,
IRL, but we'll see.
we'll find out when we get there. But yeah, if any of you have watched our YouTube channel, if you haven't, go check it out. But if any of you do like it, expect some good stuff soon.
Please expect expect good stuff.
But yeah, please.
Please. We're begging you to. I hope that we can
Yep.
find time now that finals are over for you, and almost over for
And
me.
almost none for you.
I'm glad that we can find some more time, and then the beginning of the next semester should hopefully be pretty chill, and we can both.
We are going to be content
I'm gonna be freaking
machines.
grinding Embassy. I'm gonna be freaking grinding Calicore. You know how it goes.
It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be awesome. And
I'm going to focus. It's gonna be like 40% this, 40% music, 10% eat, 10% sleep.
what's the song? 10% patience, 15% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 15% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Dun, dun, dun,
Da, da,
dun.
da,
I don't
da.
remember. Sorry. The John Cena thing just came to my head.
And should we like sneak peek some videos? I know we talked about Bennett Foddy and a potential IRL. Are there any like other ideas that we
A
could say?
sneak peek. Hmm.
Obviously, it's like not really that big of a
Uh,
deal if we spoil it.
I mean, there are a lot of things I want to do. We have an entire list, but to name a few, I would really like to do like Raft, Factorio, 7 Days to Die. There's a sequel to The Forest coming out. That'd be cool. SCP, We Were Here Forever is something that we gotta do.
Oh yeah,
Um, Getting Over It is something you mentioned. Poly Bridge is cool. Sea of Thieves.
and then that list of
Um,
videos that we have.
yeah, there's more Smithworks, Terraria, Risk of Rain 2, Bendy has a new game that came out. Um, I don't know if I already mentioned Grounded or not, but Grounded looks very fun. And there's this very special game called Bin Weevil
Yes, I
that
feel like that's a very
that is
contentable video, including Bennett Foddy.
contentable.
Very contentable.
Oh my gosh! Before we wrap it up here, I think it's funny how like our first videos on the channel. So we had another channel before this called Desiree. That I don't even know what happened. It kind of just like weirded near
Mhm.
the end. Um, but we kind of just like reset with Embassy and completely like rebranded and
We just got a new
now we're
PFP.
here.
The skull.
But um, the first video we have is like Stay Desiree. Like I think that's funny how we just kind of left it there.
Oh, wait, the first
It's
video
kind of
or
like
the last video? Wait, what'd you say?
like the first video we have on Embassy,
Oh, the Skyrim one. The uploads got kind of messed up.
Yeah, I don't remember
Pretty
which
sure it
one
was
it was.
Soundful.
I just think I think it was. But I just think it's funny that we left that there as kind of like it's kind of like a credit to our first channel, and people are going to be like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, people are like, what? And they can look back and be like, okay, that's a channel that used to exist, I guess. But for us,
Yeah.
it's like, that's our
Yes,
middle
yeah.
school summed up in one channel. That's our anxious
Yeah, it-
stage.
it was a lot of fun, but I do like where we are now because it feels a lot more professional and put
Feels
together.
refreshing. And we didn't have to like tamper
Yeah.
with the other channel.
Yeah. It's been good. It's been good.
Rip Red Teletubby.
Rip Red
Well, I
Teletubby.
guess really rip it now. Except the Red Teletubby does appear in one of our videos now. In our
Next
next
bots.
bots, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how that's our like our first video because it feels like something that would be uploaded in like 2005 or something.
Wait, the Rip Red Teletubby one?
Yeah, it just feels like something from like really early internet.
Oh dang, Running from Next Bots has 700 views.
Dang.
It's kind of weird.
It's very weird. The Who Controls the Xbox one is almost
Yeah.
reached 1,000, and we haven't touched this
We
channel.
haven't touched it. In the Office parody, I feel like that's the kind of thing that we should do. Is like we find something sort of trendy, and we make like a parody off of it, or just something based on it. That's always a
Yeah.
surefire way to get a little bit of exposure. Fortnite video. That was a very interesting video.
The Magic School Bus thing.
Honestly, we
Oh
could
my
probably
God.
have our whole next episode be us talking about Desiree if we wanted.
That sounds cool. Like how we
Yeah.
got here.
Like it could be our
The
journey,
history of. Honestly,
our
I think that'd be
content
pretty
journey.
cool. Yeah.
So,
And on that, I think that's a perfect
Yeah,
note
and
to
then
end off.
if you're watching this by the time, if you're listening to this by the time that the next one has come out already, and maybe you could just go to that one because that's what we're going to be talking about in that one.
What?
Um, if you're watching this at the time that the next one is already out, then you can go into
Oh,
that
oh,
one.
I see. If the next one is if the
And if
next
you're
one is
just like,
out, yeah,
if you're just
just
like
go ahead.
itching to hear what we're talking about Desiree, go ahead, just click the next one.
I thought you meant if you already watched the one that came out in the future, go watch it.
I might
was
have
like,
said that on
what?
accident, not gonna lie.
I don't know. It is midnight, so
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have so much time to record. Like, I'm gonna be available next Sunday to do
yep, we're
like a
we're doing
podcast.
stuff. We're doing stuff.
So yeah, Desiree
Maybe even tomorrow.
next episode, maybe even tomorrow. Oh, I don't think I can
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Trash. Yeah, this is the whole thing. Like, sucks.
I don't want to stop
Finals.
because I'm enjoying this, but I also have a homework assignment that was supposed to be due on Friday, and now it is 12:02 on Sunday.
All right, I'm gonna.
So I'm
We'll cut this off so you can get some sleep and work
Yeah,
on your stuff.
gonna go finish that and then go to sleep.
Yeah, but if you enjoyed, make sure you follow for more. Rate us whatever you feel is fair. Let us know what we can
And
do
we hope
better.
you like the we
And
hope you like the new background for the what is it called? The video.
oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, I don't know if we will have it on any of the other ones, but if you are watching our podcast on YouTube, it should be all animated and
Yeah,
fancy
it's gonna have
now.
like a cool little space background, and then it won't be like the box from the first one. It won't be like an album cover looking thing. It'll look nice, presentable.
It's gonna be
And
awesome.
yeah, someday maybe we'll do video podcast, but that's looking way too in the future.
Yeah, you gotta have some funding before we can get cameras
Yeah.
and stuff. We need good
I
microphones.
know. Oh, this one's I'm using my brother's, so it's very good.
I'm
Yeah,
holding my phone
your
up to my
phone.
face.
So yeah. Well, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you join the embassy,
Yeah.
and see ya.
See you next time.